Hey there, survivor. If you can hear this, it means you're still alive. This is Jack's Nightmares, and this is your next story. It's the Saturday before Christmas. Everyone with a credit card and a problem is inside this building. The hallway tiles are slick from slush. Somebody has a little fake wreath taped to the time clock. One of the dish guys drew a Santa hat on the sign-in sheet. I clock in anyway. I'm Ken Sato, teppanyaki chef at Sakura Flame, and I've got a double shift because December doesn't care about my plans. The back hallway is already loud. The restaurant is open to the mall corridor, so even back here I can hear the food court music and the mall's Christmas playlist bleeding through the walls. The speakers keep pushing the same songs on a loop. I hear the hiss of the dish machine, a manager barking about reservations, a server laughing too hard. I toss my bag under the prep table, wash my hands until the skin feels tight, and pull on my chef jacket. It's clean right now. It won't be clean for long. My phone buzzes once in my pocket. Hana, my sister. She works at a cosmetics kiosk down near the main tree in the atrium. She texted earlier that the Santa line is a mess and some guy yelled at her because a gift set is sold out. I type back with one thumb while I walk. Hang in. I'll grab you after shift. I don't send a long message. I'm already moving into prep. I check my station. Knives where I left them. Spatulas clean and stacked. Oil bottle full. Rice warming in the back. Onion bucket prepped. Shrimp thawed. Chicken portioned. Steak cut and kept cold. I smell bleach from the sanitizer bucket and the faint sweet stink of ginger sauce. I run my finger along the edge of the grill, feel the metal cold under my nail. Then I flip the gas on, and the surface starts to heat. Mike, the other chef, slides past me with a tray of eggs balanced on his forearm. He says, "You ready for the holiday madness?" He says it with a grin because he says it every year. I nod. No choice. He laughs and keeps moving. Behind him, the hostess Talia is glued to the reservation screen with a face that says she already hates the next 5 hours. The manager, Ron, is standing at the pass with his tie half crooked. He sees me and points with a pen. "Ken, corporate is watching reviews. Keep it clean. Keep it fun." He says fun the same way he says cost control. I don't argue. I just nod and check my pockets for my lighter torch. It's a cheap little torch for the onion volcano trick. Not a weapon. Not a tool for anything serious. I don't think about it that way. Not yet. The first seating hits hard. 8 people at my grill. It's a mixed table because the holiday reservation system doesn't care about social comfort. A dad and a mom with 2 kids wearing matching ugly sweaters. An older woman with a neat grey bob and a purse that looks expensive. A teenage couple holding hands under the table, pretending no one notices. A guy in a button-down shirt with a mall shopping bag stuffed under his chair. Another guy with a loud laugh and a phone already recording. I do what I always do. Smile, introduce myself, ask about allergies, make the kids laugh with the egg trick, keep my hands moving, keep the knives in control. The grill is hot and steady, the oil sizzles, the rice goes down. The sound is familiar enough that my shoulders drop a notch. This is my lane. This is where I know what happens next. The loud guy says, "Do the shrimp tail thing." He wants the video for social media. The kids chant for it. I do it because it's part of the job. I chop, I scoop, I flick. The shrimp tail bounces and lands in my hat. The kids lose their minds. The dad claps. The mom laughs and says, "Okay, that was good." I nod and keep cooking. Right when I'm setting up onions for the volcano, I notice something off with the guy in the button-down. He's the one with the shopping bag. He's been quiet the whole time. Now he's staring at the grill surface without blinking. His jaw moves once, slow, like he's chewing nothing. His hand clamps down on the edge of the table, knuckles pale. I stop the show without making it dramatic. I keep my voice normal. "Sir, you okay?" I reach for a water pitcher with my left hand, not touching him. The mum at the table starts to say something about maybe he's choking. The older woman leans forward, eyebrows tight. The loud guy's camera stays up. Nobody moves yet because nobody knows what to do. The guy in the button-down doesn't answer. He makes a rough sound in his throat and then he lunges forward. Not a stumble, not a drunken reach, a straight, hard move. He goes across the table edge and grabs the loud guy's forearm, teeth snapping. It happens fast enough that the camera catches it in the frame. The loud guy yells and jerks back, chair legs scraping. The kids scream. The mum stands up so hard her chair tips. I react on training and panic at the same time. My right hand slaps the gas control down. Flame dies. My left hand yanks the oil bottle back so it doesn't spill. I step sideways to keep the grill between me and that bite. The bitten guy is yelling words that don't matter. He's trying to pull away. The one biting isn't even chewing right. It's clamped and shaking. I grab a clean towel from my apron stack and toss it at the bitten guy's arm. Then I shove his arm down onto the table edge with the towel between, trying to keep blood off everything else. I'm thinking about contamination without even naming it. I'm thinking kitchen rules. Don't get fluids on your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't let it spread. Mike runs over from the next grill, sees what's happening, and freezes for half a second. That half second costs him. The biting guy releases the loud guy and snaps toward the closest moving thing. Mike. Mike jumps back and bumps the hot cart behind him. A tray of plates crashes. Ceramic shards scatter. Talia is yelling for security. Ron is yelling for someone to call emergency medical services. A server tries to pull the kids back. The dad grabs one kid under the arms and drags him away from the table. The mum is shaking so hard she can't grab her purse. The older woman is still there, stuck. Her mouth is open, but no sound comes out. The biting guy stands up on unsteady legs, but it doesn't fall. It looks around in quick jerks and locks onto movement. It goes for the older woman. Not slow, not wandering. It hops over the chair corner and reaches with both hands. The older woman finally moves, but she's slow with fear, and the chair behind her snags her coat. I grab my wide metal spatula and jam it across the biting guy's chest, pushing it back. The metal flexes. The biting guy's teeth snap at air. It grabs the spatula handle and pulls. Stronger than I want it to be. Stronger than a normal drunk guy. Mike grabs a second spatula and helps me shove. The two of us push it back against the grill edge. It claws at the metal lip and tries to climb. Its hands hit the hot surface and it doesn't care. It doesn't flinch. That detail lands hard in my head. Pain isn't stopping it. Ron finally moves in, shouting, back door," pointing toward the kitchen entry. Staff start herding people through. Some customers run toward the mall corridor instead because that's the direction they came from. It makes a mess immediately. People collide at the front entrance. Someone falls. Someone steps on a dropped bag of food. I keep pushing with the spatula. Mike's face is pale. He's muttering, "What is this? What is this?" But he's still pushing. The biting guy slips sideways and drops off the grill edge, landing hard on the tile. It pops right back up. It turns toward the nearest screaming person. A server. I'm not brave here. I'm just close. I swing the spatula flat across the biting guy's face, more slap than strike, trying to redirect it. It stumbles, hits a chair, then keeps coming. The server runs. The biting guy follows. I see teeth flash. I see the server's sleeve tear. I don't see skin. I don't want to see skin. Mike grabs my shoulder and yells, "Ken, move!" I don't like being touched, but I let it happen because he's right. The restaurant is collapsing into chaos. We can't control the room. We can't protect all these people. We have no plan, because no one plans for this. I back into the kitchen door and shove it open with my hip. Heat and steam hit my face. The dishwasher is still running because nobody hit the stop yet. The line cooks are staring, confused, knives in their hands, not sure if the knives belong to food or survival now. The loud guy with the bitten arm staggers in with the towel pressed down. Blood is seeping through cloth. He's yelling, "Call an ambulance." And Ron is yelling back, "I'm trying." The dad has both kids now. The mom is crying and trying to find her phone with shaking fingers. The teenage couple are glued together, eyes wide, not talking. Then the sound from the mall corridor surges. Not from our dining room, from outside the restaurant. screaming in the open walkway. Running feet. A sharp crash of glass. That sound goes through the wall and changes the whole room. This isn't one guy at a table. This is moving through the mall. I step toward the kitchen window that looks into the corridor. I see bodies moving. People running. People slipping on slush, dragged in on boots. A security guard in a blazer is backing away with a baton out, yelling at a man who keeps charging forward with his mouth open. The man slams into a kiosk and keeps going. A woman falls near the escalator and people step over her. Nobody stops. My phone buzzes again. Hana. I drag it out with wet fingers. The message comes through in pieces because the network is already choking. Ken. Then, people are running. Then, I'm by the tree. Then, I can't move. I stare at that screen for a second too long. Mike sees my face and says my name. Ron yells, "Lock the back door," then yells at someone else, "No, don't lock, staff still coming in," then yells again, "Do something." Nobody knows what do something means. I make a decision that feels simple and stupid at the same time. I'm going for Hana. I don't announce it. I don't ask permission. I turn to my station and grab what is within reach and makes sense. One chef knife in its sheath. One wide spatula. The small torch. A roll of plastic wrap from the prep shelf because it's there, and I can use it to cover cuts. 2 clean towels stuffed into my waistband. I look down at my hands. No blood on my skin. Splatter on my sleeve. I strip the jacket off fast and swap to a spare from my locker. The spare is not perfect, but it's cleaner. I yank on disposable gloves from the kitchen box. They tear on my nail once. I pull a second pair over. Not comfortable, but I want a barrier. Mike steps in front of me. "Ken, don't." His voice is tight. He's not giving a speech. He just knows what I'm doing. I say, "My sister is downstairs." He blinks once. Then he steps aside. "Watch the escalators," he says. That's all. I push into the service corridor door behind the kitchen, the one that leads into the mall's back hallways. The door has a badge reader, but the manager keeps it unlocked during rush for staff traffic. That choice probably just killed someone later. Right now, it saves me time. The service corridor is narrower than the public walkway. Concrete floor, exposed pipes overhead, metal doors with stenciled labels. It smells of trash bags and cleaning chemicals. The noise from the restaurant fades as I move away. The noise from the mall still leaks in through vents and gaps, but it's muffled, distorted. A stockroom door down the hall is shaking. Someone is hitting it from inside or something is hitting it from outside. I can't tell. A woman's voice yells, "Help, please." And then a man's voice cuts in, "Hold it," and then there's a thud against the metal. I keep walking. I hate myself for it, but I keep walking. Hana is in the worst part of the mall. If I stop here, I die here. I get to the employee stairwell that drops near the food court. I grab the handle. Locked. Badge required. I slam my palm on the door once, quiet enough that it doesn't echo too far. I try again. Locked. I swear under my breath. A soft word, nothing big. I pivot and jog deeper into the back hall, moving toward the maintenance stairs that don't have a reader. Those doors are supposed to alarm, but alarms don't matter right now. Everything is an alarm. I pass a janitor cart abandoned in the hallway. Mop bucket half full, the mop head trailing water. I step around it and nearly slip. I catch myself on a pipe and keep moving. The maintenance stairwell door is propped with a wedge. Somebody already went through and didn't want it to lock behind. Good. I push in, and the stairwell smells of dust and old paint. The emergency light above the landing flickers. I hear footsteps above me, fast. Then a scream that cuts off hard. I don't go up, I go down. I take the stairs 2 at a time and stop at the first floor landing. I crack the door to peek. Food court noise slams into my face. People yelling, chairs scraping, a child crying, something banging on metal. I push the door open just enough to slip through. The food court is chaos. Tables shoved, drinks dumped, French fries on the tile turning into mush under shoes. People are running with shopping bags that catch on chair legs. A woman is trying to lift a stroller and can't because bodies are pressing past. A man is standing on a table yelling, "Stop pushing," and nobody listens. I keep to the wall, moving behind a row of trash cans. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I'm trying to stay upright and unseen. 2 security guards are near the center, one with a baton and one with pepper spray. The pepper spray guard is coughing, eyes squeezed shut. Something went wrong. I see the first infected close enough to understand it's not just panic. A guy in a food court uniform, maybe a cleaner, is moving wrong, head jerking, arms out. It's grabbing at a woman's shoulder. The woman is trying to pull away and screaming for her friend. The infected clamps down on her upper arm. The woman's scream changes. The friend hits the infected with a tray. The tray bends. The infected doesn't stop. I keep moving. I can't save that woman. I don't know her. I do know Hana. My brain wants to focus on one task because the whole scene is too big. I make myself look for openings. I cut behind a closed smoothie shop gate and squeeze through a gap in the kiosk line. A father with 2 kids stumbles in front of me. He's carrying one kid, dragging the other by the sleeve. The dragged kid falls. The father tries to lift him, and the crowd pushes the father sideways. The kid is on the floor, face turned into the tile. The father shouts the kid's name once, then the crowd shifts again, and the father is pulled away by the kid in his arms. The father looks back, eyes wide, and then he's gone. I stop moving for half a second, and that half second almost ends me. A woman slams into my shoulder and knocks my spatula down. The spatula clatters across tile. Sound draws attention. The cleaner infected turns its head toward the noise. I drop low, grab the spatula off the floor, and slide behind a table leg. I don't stand up fast. I don't run. I move in tight steps, staying out of the open lanes. The cleaner infected shambles toward where the spatula hit, then snaps into a faster burst when it sees motion. It moves more like a person sprinting for a bus than a slow movie corpse. That fact is worse than everything else. I push into a side corridor that leads past a candle store. The candle store gate is half closed. Someone pulled it down and got stuck. The gate is bent and rattling. A worker inside is yelling for people to stop forcing it. People keep forcing it. I slip through the gap at the side where the gate doesn't meet the wall. Inside the candle store, the air is heavy with fake pine and sugar cookie smells. It's too much. It feels wrong in my nose while people are screaming outside. A young worker crouches behind the register clutching a phone. She sees my chef jacket and whispers, "Is it a shooter?" Her voice is thin. I shake my head. "People are biting," I say. It sounds insane when I say it out loud. Her face twists. She starts to cry without sound. I don't comfort her. I point to the back door. "Lock that. Stay quiet." I'm already moving. The back door opens into a service hallway. That hallway runs toward the main atrium if I take 2 turns and 1 short stair. I know this mall better than most shoppers because I've walked these corridors carrying cases of rice and shrimp. I follow the route on memory, turning left at a door marked electrical, right at a trash compactor room that stinks, then down a short ramp. I hear banging on a metal door behind me. I don't look. I keep moving. My torch bumps my thigh in my pocket. My gloved fingers stick to my phone screen when I check it again. No new message from Hana. I get to a service door that opens behind a row of kiosks near the atrium. I crack it open 1 inch and look out. The atrium is the mall's heart, and right now it's a mess. The giant Christmas tree is still lit. The fake snow around the base is trampled into grey slush. The Santa photo set is knocked sideways. Velvet ropes tangled. A chair flipped. The mall music is still playing. It's loud enough that I can hear it over screams. A cheery song about holidays keeps going while people shove past each other. I watch a security guard try to form a line, then the line breaks in seconds. I see an infected sprint through a gap and tackle someone near the tree. People scatter, some freeze, some run into each other. Hana's kiosk is near the tree. It's supposed to be a good spot for sales because foot traffic funnels there. Now that funnel is a trap. I scan for Hana's hair and her jacket. She wears a black jacket with the kiosk logo on the sleeve. I don't see her at first. I push the service door open and step out into the open. The noise hits harder. I keep my shoulders narrow, moving behind the kiosk line to avoid being seen by whatever is hunting movement. I don't shout her name. Shouting in here gets you swallowed by the crowd. I move from pillar to kiosk, using whatever cover exists. People are running in clumps. A woman with a stroller rams into a kiosk and the stroller tips. The woman screams and tries to lift it. A man shoves past and knocks her down. That man doesn't look back. His face is set. He's not evil in a movie way. He's just trying to live. 2 infected cut through the atrium from the escalators. One is in a red sweater that says something about reindeer. The other is in a mall employee vest. Both move in bursts, then pause, then burst again. They respond to noise and motion. I keep my body close to still objects. I move when the crowd's noise peaks and hides my steps. I spot Hana's kiosk. It's partly knocked over. Product trays spilled. A display sign snapped. Hana is crouched behind the counter, knees pulled tight, holding a small box cutter in her right hand. Her eyes lock on me, and for a second she doesn't move because she can't believe it's me. Then she moves fast and crawls toward the side. I reach her and grab her forearm through her jacket sleeve. "Come on," I say. I keep my voice low. She nods hard, lips pressed tight. I don't ask if she's okay. I can see she's shaking. I can also see no blood on her hands. That matters. Behind the kiosk is a service door. It's supposed to stay locked. Right now it's our best exit. I tug the handle. Locked. Hana points under the counter with a quick jab. Her key ring is there, taped to the underside with a strip of clear tape because the kiosk manager doesn't trust anyone. Hana rips the tape with trembling fingers and shoves the keys at me. I shove the right key into the lock on the second try. My glove makes it clumsy. The door clicks. I pull it open and push Hana through first. I step in behind her and slam the door shut. The atrium noise drops to a muffled roar. Hana leans against the wall and puts her hand over her mouth. No sound comes out. The service corridor here is lit by harsh fluorescence. The floor is concrete. The air is cooler. Hana looks at me and tries to talk, but her jaw is tight. I put a finger up. "We move," I say. "Stay close. Don't touch your face." It's not a lecture. It's a habit. She nods and wipes her nose on her sleeve anyway. I hate that, but I don't have time to fight about it. We jog down the corridor. Hana's shoes squeak. I take her wrist and slow her down because noise matters. She looks angry for half a second, then she gets it and matches my pace. We hit a cross hall and almost run straight into 3 people. One is a security supervisor in a blazer. Older guy, maybe late 40s, a cut on his forehead bleeding down his temple. 2 men are with him, not in uniforms, carrying shopping bags stuffed full and a crowbar. The men's eyes are sharp, hungry, looking at our hands and pockets. The security supervisor lifts a hand. "Back up," he says. His voice is hoarse. One of the men steps forward and points the crowbar at my chest. "Keys," the man says. "Give keys. We need out." The man doesn't say please. He doesn't say sorry. He says it flat. Hana tightens behind me. I keep my body between Hana and the crowbar. I don't raise my knife. I don't want blood contact. I don't want a close fight. I also won't hand over Hana's keys, because that locks her out of the only doors she can open. The security supervisor looks at the men and says, "Stop." The man with the crowbar shoves him. The supervisor hits the wall and drops his radio. The radio clatters and goes live, crackling loud in the corridor. The noise echoes. A metal door farther down the hall bangs twice in answer. Something on the other side heard it. I don't think. I act. I swing the flat of my spatula and slam it into the crowbar man's wrist. Not a kill shot. Not a movie strike. It's a hard hit meant to make the grip fail. The man yelps and the crowbar clatters onto the floor. The second man lunges toward me with his hands out, trying to grab my jacket. I step sideways and shove him back with my forearm. Hana slips behind me and presses into the wall, eyes wide. The security supervisor scrambles for his radio, still crackling. I scoop the radio off the floor first. The supervisor's eyes flick to me, angry. Then he understands what I'm doing. I throw the radio down the hall, away from us. It skids on concrete, crackling louder. The banging door down the hall hits again, harder, drawn to the sound. I grab Hana's wrist and pull. Move, I say. We sprint past the stunned men, while the noise distracts whatever is behind that door. The men shout behind us, but the shout gets swallowed by the banging and the radio chatter. We don't run forever. Running makes noise. We take a fast turn into a narrower corridor and slow to a quick walk. Hana's breathing is loud. She clamps her teeth and forces it quieter. She's trying. The security supervisor catches up behind us, limping. He holds his bleeding forehead with one hand. Name? He says. I don't want a conversation, but I also want keys and help. I say, Ken, this is Hana. Hana nods once. The supervisor says, Derek, security. He looks past us, eyes scanning the hall. That radio was smart, he says. Then he adds, we need somewhere solid. I know one place solid. The mall security office near management, with camera monitors and thick doors. I tell Derek, security office, cameras. Derek nods. That's where I was headed. We move together. Not friends, not a team with trust. Just 3 people walking the same direction because the other direction is worse. Derek leads us through a set of doors that should be locked, but his badge still works. We pass a break room with half-eaten holiday cookies on a plate and a coffee pot still warming. Hana's eyes flick to it. I shake my head. She swallows and keeps moving. We reach the management suite door. Derek badges it. The lock clicks and the door opens. Inside is a quiet hallway with carpet and framed photos of the mall's grand opening. The quiet feels wrong. It feels staged. The screaming outside is still there, muffled through walls. The security office is at the end. Derek shoves it open and we slip inside. It's a cramped room with monitors on the wall, security camera feeds split into squares, a desk covered in paperwork, a half-empty water bottle, and a small key box mounted on the wall. A second security guard is slumped in a chair, eyes half open, face slack. Derek rushes over, checks the guard's neck with 2 fingers, then pulls back. Gone, Derek says. No drama, just a fact. Hana stands behind me, staring at the monitors. I follow her gaze. The atrium camera shows the Christmas tree area. Bodies moving, some running, some falling, some getting back up in a way that doesn't match pain. The restaurant row camera shows our corridor outside Sakura Flame. People are jammed at the entrance. One infected is on top of a table. Ron is in the frame for a second, shouting. Then he disappears behind a crowd. I can't tell if he got out. I want to stare longer. I want to find Mike. I want to find answers. Derek points at another monitor. Parking lot, he says. I look. Cars are gridlocked. People are abandoning vehicles. A police car is angled across a lane, lights flashing. A couple of officers are trying to wave people back, but the crowd is too big. Someone is pounding on a car window. Another person is trying to climb over a snowbank. My phone buzzes with a notification that loads slow, an emergency alert banner. It stutters in and out. I catch enough. Shelter in place. Violent incidents. Avoid large crowds. It doesn't say zombies. It doesn't say infected. It says the safe words that governments use when they don't know what words to use yet. Derek checks the key box. It's open. Keys missing. Not all of them. Some remain. Derek curses under his breath. A tight sound. Someone took master keys, he says. Bunch of them. He looks at me. We can't open loading dock gate without those. Hana says, can we call Mum? Her voice cracks on Mum. Our mother lives in a small apartment across town. She's probably watching holiday movies and wondering why neither of us answered. I pull my phone up. The call fails twice. Text sends with a spinning icon that never finishes. Network is jammed, I say. We try later. Hana nods, jaw tight. Derek leans over the desk and picks up a flashlight. He checks batteries. It works. He tosses it to me. I catch it. He grabs another and hands it to Hana. He points at a first aid kit in a cabinet. "Grab it," he says. Hana opens the cabinet, pulls the kit out, checks it fast. Bandages, antiseptic wipes, gauze, tape, cheap pain medicine. Not a miracle box. Still useful. Hana clutches it to her chest. Derek points at the monitor showing the food court. Crowds are moving toward main doors. Derek says, "Bad. Everyone thinks outside solves it." He shifts to a feed near the Anchor department store on the east side. That corridor is less packed. "This side is quieter," he says. "Emergency stairwell dumps behind the building. That's our best shot." I glance at the key box again. "Can your badge open that stairwell?" Derek shakes his head. "Some doors, not all." He rummages in a drawer and finds a ring with a handful of keys. "I've got service keys," he says, "not master." He looks at my chef knife on my hip and my spatula in my hand. He doesn't comment. He just says, "We move now, before night." Hana looks at the monitors again. She's watching the atrium feed with a sick focus, eyes darting. I touch her elbow, through her sleeve, not skin. "Hana, eyes on me." She blinks, then looks at me. "We're leaving," I say. She nods once. We step back into the management hallway. Derek locks the security office door behind us. "If someone finds it, they might hold out," he says. "If something follows us, it won't get inside easy." I don't argue. I don't know if that's kindness or fear. Maybe both. We move through service corridors toward the East Anchor. Derek takes point because he knows the badge doors. I stay behind him and keep Hana behind me. I don't hold her hand. I keep a grip on her jacket cuff because we can't afford separation. We pass a door with a small window. Inside is a cramped office. 2 mall employees are locked in, staring at us. One is a young woman with a headset still on her hair. The other is a man with a clipboard clutched tight. The man presses his face to the glass and mouths words. I can't hear through the door. He points at the lock. He wants out. Derek slows. He looks at the door, then looks down the hall. He says, "If we open, they join us. If they join us, we slow down. If we slow down, we get caught." He says it flat. No excuses. Hana looks at me, eyes wet. I don't want to be the guy who leaves them. I also see what Derek sees. 3 more bodies add noise and panic. I don't have the tools to protect them. I don't know if they're already bitten. I don't know anything. I shake my head once. Derek keeps walking. The 2 behind the glass pound the door as we leave. I don't look back. The corridor turns and we hear footsteps ahead. Not running, fast walking. A group. Derek gestures us into a shallow alcove by a utility closet. We press in and go still. My glove squeaks once against the wall paint. I hate that sound. I clamp my hands tight. 3 people pass. A man in a hoodie, a woman in a long coat, a teenage boy with a backpack. They're carrying boxes from a store, still thinking shopping items matter. The man whispers, "Keep going," and the woman says, "My car is close." The boy's face is grey. The boy keeps looking behind. The group doesn't see us. The group moves on. Derek waits until the footsteps fade. Then he moves again. We pass a janitor closet. I open it fast and grab a box of nitrile gloves, then a small bottle of hand soap, then a roll of paper towels. It's not a loot run. It's basic contamination control. I toss the gloves to Hana. She stuffs them into her jacket pocket with the first aid kit. We reach a set of double doors that lead into the East Anchor department store back area. Derek tries his badge. The light flashes red. He tries one key. Wrong. He tries another. The lock clicks on the third. The delay feels huge. Every second in a locked hallway feels loud even when it's quiet. We slip inside. The back area smells of cardboard and dust. Stacks of boxes. A rolling ladder. A freight elevator with a metal gate. The store floor is beyond another door. We can hear it through the wall. Shouting. Footsteps. Occasional crashing. Not constant, but enough. Derek points at the freight elevator. "No," he whispers. If power cuts, we're stuck. He points at a stair door instead. Stairs. We move to it. He tries the handle. Locked. He tries a key. Click. Open. The stairwell is narrow, concrete, with painted arrows and a smell of old cigarette smoke that somebody carried in years ago. We go down one level and the door at the bottom opens into the department store floor near the home goods section. The store is half lit. Overhead lights are still on, but some flicker. Holiday displays are scattered. Fake wrapped boxes. A big sign about last-minute deals. Mannequins in sweaters stand stiff near a rack of coats. I don't focus on them. I focus on movement. A small group of shoppers is huddled behind a couch display, whispering. One woman holds a kitchen knife from a boxed set. Her hands are shaking so hard the blade wobbles. A man next to her has a broken lamp base in his fist. The man's knuckles are white. They see us and stiffen. Derek raises his empty hand. "Security," he says quietly. "We're heading out the back stairwell." The man with the lamp base says, "Is it safe?" Derek shakes his head. "No, nothing is safe. This side is less packed." The woman with the boxed set knife looks at Hana. Hana looks back, eyes hard. No one smiles. We don't recruit them. We don't argue. The group can follow if the group wants. The group stays crouched. I can't blame the group. Movement gets noticed. Stillness feels safer until it isn't. We move along the edge of the store, staying behind shelves. I hear something scrape on tile a few aisles over. A man yells, "No!" Then there's a thud. Then a woman screams. The scream is close enough that I can map it in my head. Near the escalator to the mall corridor. We stay away from escalators. Derek already warned me. Escalators funnel bodies and noise. A fast infected bursts into view at the end of the aisle. It's a young man in a sports hoodie. The young man's mouth is open, eyes wide, saliva strings at the corner. The young man's hands are clawing forward. The young man runs straight towards sound and stops only when it hits something. It's not slow. It's not confused. It's hunting motion. Derek yanks us sideways behind a shelf of folded blankets. We press flat. I hold Hana's shoulder down with my palm, firm, because she's about to bolt. Hana's eyes lock on the infected shoes. The infected shoes scrape the tile. It turns its head, jerks, then runs past, chasing someone else. We move again, fast and quiet. Derek leads us toward the back of the store where emergency exits and service corridors connect. We pass a cosmetics counter with shattered glass. Someone tried to crawl through and got cut. Blood trails on the floor in a smear, not fresh puddles. I step around it. I don't want blood on my shoes. We reach a closed metal gate that blocks a corridor to the back receiving area. It's down, locked. Someone locked it from the back or it dropped automatically. Derek rattles it once, then stops. Rattling is noise. He pulls a key, tries the lock. Wrong. He tries again. Wrong. He exhales hard through his nose. No time, he whispers. We pivot to an alternate route, cutting through the furniture section and toward a side door marked Employees Only. We hear footsteps behind us. Fast. Not infected footsteps. Shoe steps. Careful. Someone is following. I glance back and see the crowbar man from the service corridor. He's alone now. His shopping bags are gone. He's holding the crowbar again. He must have picked it up. He sees us see him, and he speeds up, mouth set in a hard line. His eyes go to Hana, then to my pockets. Derek mutters, "Not this," and reaches into his blazer pocket. He pulls out a small canister of pepper spray. He points it low, not spraying yet. "Back off," Derek says. The man doesn't stop. The man raises the crowbar slightly, not swinging yet. Testing. We can't fight him here. Fighting makes noise. Noise draws infected. The man knows that too, but the man wants what he wants. I reach into my pocket and grip the torch, thumb on the igniter. I don't want to use it. Fire draws attention and smoke makes breathing hard. Still, fire also makes people back up. The crowbar man steps closer. Derek sprays. A short burst straight into the man's face. The man screams and drops the crowbar, hands clawing at his eyes. The scream echoes. I hate the scream. The scream is a bell. We run. No choice. We sprint toward the side door. Hana's shoes slap tile. Derek limps faster than I thought he could. Behind us, the crowbar man keeps screaming. Ahead of us, something answers with a banging crash from the mall corridor side. Derek hits the side door and tries his badge. It flashes green. We shove through. The door slams behind us and the screams get muffled. We're in another back hallway, narrower, with metal doors and loading carts. The air is colder here. We stop for 2 seconds to listen. The store side door shakes once, then twice. Someone is hitting it. Then the shaking stops. Either the crowbar man stopped or the crowbar man got caught. I don't know which. I don't want to know. Hana grabs my sleeve. "Ken," she whispers, voice shaking. "People are turning fast." I nod. "I saw," I whisper back. "Don't get cut. Don't get bit. Don't touch blood." Hana nods, eyes wide. She looks at Derek. "Are police here?" Derek says, "Outside, not inside. They can't control it." We move toward the emergency stairwell that dumps behind the building. Derek finds the door. It's a heavy metal door with an alarm bar. He presses it gently. It doesn't open. It's locked from this side. He tries a key. Wrong. He tries another. Wrong. His hands shake. "Come on," he whispers. I hear a rapid footstep burst behind us in the hallway. Not a crowd. One set of feet. Fast. Uneven. Derek looks up, eyes wide, and then I see it. An infected in a mall employee vest, face smeared with something dark, moving in a low forward lean. It sees us. It doesn't hesitate. It runs. Derek tries another key with shaking fingers. The infected closes distance fast. I step forward and raise my spatula to keep distance. Hana backs up, pressed to the wall, clutching the first aid kit and the flashlight. The infected hits the spatula and grabs it. The infected's grip is strong and wet. The infected yanks. I almost lose it. I shove back, planting my feet. The infected snaps its teeth at the metal, then tries to go around. I pivot with it, using the spatula as a bar. Derek finally finds the right key. The lock clicks. He yanks the stairwell door open. "In," he says. Hana bolts inside. I keep the spatula pressed into the infected's chest and push it back a step. Then I slip into the stairwell and slam the door. The infected hits the door hard enough to rattle the frame. The stairwell is colder, concrete and metal. The infected slams the door again. The door holds. For now. Derek points down. "Go," he says. We go down fast. The alarm doesn't sound. Either it's broken or disabled. I don't care. We reach the ground level. Derek pushes the final exit door open. Cold air smacks my face. I step outside into the back service lane behind the mall. Snowbanks line the edges. Slush underfoot. The sky is grey and low. It's late afternoon heading toward early dark. The back lane is chaotic but less packed than the front. Delivery trucks are parked crooked. A dumpster is tipped. Someone ripped open trash bags, and the contents are scattered. A small group of people is clustered near a fence, trying to climb. One man is yelling at another to boost him up. Another man pushes past and climbs first. The man being yelled at falls backward into slush. Nobody helps him. I hear sirens from the front of the mall, distant but close enough. Police lights flash between buildings. I hear a loudspeaker voice, words distorted by distance. Something about staying back. Something about shelter. It's the sound of a response that can't match the scale. Derek looks toward the back gate and shakes his head. "Parking lot is jammed," he says. We cut around. He points toward a service road that runs along the mall's side, behind an anchor. "That road hits the outer lot," he says. "Less cars, fewer people." We move. Hana slips once on slush and grabs my sleeve. I steady her. "Feet flat," I say. "Short steps." Hana nods and adjusts. We keep moving. The cold makes everything sharper. Every breath stings. I don't talk about it. I just move. We pass a small loading bay door. It's cracked open. A man inside is peeking out, eyes wild. He sees Derek's blazer and says, "Are you security? Please let us out." Derek stops. The man's face is smeared with blood around his mouth. Not fresh, dried. That detail freezes me. Derek holds up his pepper spray and says, "Step back." The man doesn't step back. The man leans forward, reaching for the door wider. Hana pulls behind me. I keep my hands up, spatula angled. Derek says, "Show your hands, turn your face." The man hesitates, then opens his mouth, showing teeth, and I see a dark smear on his chin that wasn't there by accident. Derek makes a hard call fast. He kicks the door shut. The man inside screams and hits the door. Derek steps away. Hana whispers, "Was he infected?" Derek says, "Maybe, maybe not. Blood on the mouth means too many things. I'm not gambling." Or I hate Derek for it. And I also understand Derek. We reach the outer edge of the lot. My car is not close. I parked in employee overflow because December parking is war. That means a longer walk through open spaces. Open spaces mean sightlines. Sightlines mean attention. We keep low and move between parked cars. Some are abandoned with doors open, hazard lights blinking. One car has a gift bag ripped open on the seat, tissue paper spilling out. Another has a toddler seat empty, straps hanging. I don't want to think about where the kid went. I force my focus forward. We hear running footsteps on the asphalt behind us. I turn and see two infected coming around a row of cars, moving fast, arms pumping. One is in a Santa hat that's half torn. The other is in a puffer jacket with a name tag from a store. They run toward motion, toward us. Derek points. "Under," he says, and gestures toward a low gap between two parked sport utility vehicles. We crouch and slide into the gap, pressing into the shadow under the vehicles. Slush soaks my knees through my pants. Hannah's hand clamps my sleeve. Derek's breath is loud. I glare at Derek and he clamps his mouth shut. The infected run past, scanning. One stops near our vehicles and turns its head. It sniffs, mouth open. It makes a wet clicking sound. It doesn't see us. It hears something else. A horn blaring from the front lot, and both infected sprint that way. We wait a full count of 10 before moving. Not because I enjoy waiting, because moving too early means getting chased again. We crawl out and keep going, faster now. Hannah's face is set. She's not crying. She's running on anger and shock. Derek is limping worse. Blood keeps dripping down his cheek. We reach my car. It's a beat-up sedan with a dented rear bumper and a stale fast food smell inside. I don't care. I fumble my keys because my gloves are wet and the metal is cold. I get the door open. Hana slides into the back seat. Derek tries the front passenger door, then pauses. "I'm bleeding," Derek says. "I'll ruin your seat." "Get in," I say. "I don't care about the seat." Derek nods and climbs in. I slam the driver door, lock it, and jam the key into the ignition. The engine turns over and starts. The sound feels huge in the quiet back lot. I hate that sound. Still, sitting outside is worse. I pull out slow. I don't gun it. Sliding in slush ends in a crash. I take the service road, hugging the back edge of the mall, trying to avoid the main lot exit. The main exit is a mess of honking and blocked lanes. I can see flashing lights through gaps. People are walking between cars, pounding on windows. We reach the perimeter road that feeds into a wider street. Traffic is jammed both directions. Not a full stop in every lane, but slow enough that anything moving fast can reach a car window. I see an ambulance stuck at an angle, lights flashing, unable to move. Two paramedics are outside, trying to load someone onto a stretcher. A crowd pushes around them. The paramedics are shouting. The stretcher's wheels catch on slush. Derek says, "Don't go toward the highway." His voice is weaker now. Highway is dead. People crash and block ramps. I nod. I know side roads. I live 10 minutes from here in normal life. Today there is no normal. Still, smaller streets give options. I turn onto a side street lined with apartment complexes and closed shops. Holiday lights are on some balconies, blinking calm. It feels wrong. I see a couple walking a dog, stopping in the sidewalk, staring at the traffic and sirens. The couple looks at my car, then looks away, not sure if it's safe to wave anyone down. Hana leans forward from the back seat. "Ken, call Mum again," she says. I try. Call fails. I try text. It spins, then sends half, then fails. "Network is cooked," I say. Hana slams her palm into her own thigh, frustrated. She doesn't cry. She just stares out the window, jaw set. Derek's breathing is uneven, not panicked, just tired. He holds a wad of paper towel to his forehead. "I need to check," I say. "That cut." Derek nods. "Later," Derek says. "Get off the street." I take another turn into my apartment complex lot. There are fewer cars here. Still, people are outside. 2 neighbors are standing near the entrance, talking fast. One has a baseball bat. One has a kitchen knife in his hand, blade down, finger tight on the handle. They look at my car hard when I pull in. Their eyes go to Hana in the back seat. I park crooked because I don't care about lines. I kill the engine and immediately regret the silence. Silence means I can hear everything. Distant sirens, a car horn stuck on somewhere, a shout from across the complex. We get out. I keep the spatula in my hand, knife still sheathed. Hana clutches the first aid kit and flashlight. Derek gets out slow, wincing. The neighbors step closer. One neighbor says, "What's going on?" His voice shakes. He's trying to act tough and failing. I don't give a long explanation. "Mal went bad," I say. "People attacking, biting." The neighbor with the bat blinks, then laughs once, sharp. "Biting," he says. I stare at him, and he stops laughing. His face changes to fear. "Is it drugs?" he asks. I shrug. "No clue," I say. "Don't let anyone in with blood on them." Derek steps forward. "Security," Derek says, and flashes his badge. "Listen to him," Derek adds, pointing at me. "Lock doors, stay inside, don't crowd the hallway." Derek's voice has authority left in it, but not much. The neighbors nod quick. Authority helps people feel less lost. We go inside. The building lobby door is unlocked. That's normal here. That's about to change. The lobby smells of stale carpet and someone's cooking. A small fake tree stands by the mailboxes with cheap ornaments. I almost laugh and I don't. I'm not in the mood. In the hallway, someone is crying behind a door. Someone else is yelling through a crack. "Stay in your unit." A guy on the 3rd floor is stomping down the stairs carrying a duffel bag, moving fast, eyes darting, not stopping to talk. Everyone is reacting in their own way. We reach my unit, 2nd floor. I unlock the door, shove it open, and wave Hana in. Derek hesitates again, looking at his blood. I grab a towel from the kitchen and hand it to him. "Press it," I say, "then get inside." Derek nods and steps in. I lock the door behind and throw the deadbolt. I don't sit down. I don't collapse. I start moving through the apartment on autopilot. First thing, water. I go to the bathroom and turn the tub on full. Water runs. Good. It might not run later. Hana watches me do it and understands immediately. She goes to the kitchen and starts filling every cup, bowl, and pot she can find. She doesn't ask. She just does it. Second thing, check injuries. I point at the living room floor. "Sit," I tell Hana. She sits. I tell Derek, "Sit at the table." Derek sits, wincing. I grab the first aid kit Hana brought and open it. I pull out antiseptic wipes and gauze. I look at Hana's hands. No blood. A scrape on her knee through ripped tights. I wipe it. She flinches, and she clenches her jaw. I wrap it with gauze and tape. Not perfect. Better than nothing. "Keep it clean," I say. Hana nods. I check Derek. The cut on his forehead is deep enough to bleed a lot, but not deep enough to show anything ugly. It's a scalp cut. Those bleed. I wipe around it. Derek sucks air through his teeth but stays still. I press gauze and tape it down. Any bites? I ask. Derek shakes his head. No bites, Derek says. Scraped on a door frame. I don't take his word only. I do a quick check of his arms and neck, asking him to lift sleeves. He lets me. Hana watches, eyes sharp. She's learning fast that trust needs proof now. Derek lets me look. Then he says, check yourselves. I check myself. Sleeves up. No bite. No deep scratches. Glove marks and some bruising on my forearm from shoving and running. Hana checks her own arms and shows me. No bite. No blood. We all nod once. It's not comfort. It's a temporary clearance. Third thing, door and windows. I close blinds. Not all the way. Just enough that someone outside can't see movement easily. I move the small bookshelf to block part of the front door. Not a perfect barricade. Just friction. If someone tries to force the door, the shelf slows it and makes noise. Noise gives me a second. I hear pounding in the hallway. One heavy thud, then another. Someone yells, "Open up!" Voice high, close to panic. Another voice answers, "Go away!" The pounding stops, then starts again on a different door. Hana stands and grips the flashlight with both hands. Derek stands too, swaying a little. I hold my knife low, still in sheath, and my spatula in my other hand because it's long and blunt. I move to the door and listen. I don't call out. I don't want to draw attention. A woman's voice says, "Please, I'm hurt." The voice sounds real. The voice also sounds practiced. I can't tell. Then a man's voice says, "She's infected, don't open." Then the woman screams words I can't catch and runs down the hall. Footsteps, more pounding farther away. Derek whispers, "You can't save everyone in an apartment building." His eyes are heavy. "You open once, you open forever." I nod because I know he's right. I hate it anyway. Hana presses her lips together until they turn pale. We back away from the door and return to tasks because tasks keep the panic from taking over. Hana keeps filling containers with water. I dump the bathtub stopper and let it fill. I also fill the sink basin. I don't trust pipes later. I go to the kitchen drawer and pull out a cheap box cutter and a roll of duct tape. I don't have a huge supply. I'm not a prepper. I'm a cook with rent and a small apartment. Still, duct tape sticks. I tape the front door peephole from inside so nobody can see our faces if someone looks. Derek goes to my couch and sits, then stands again, restless. "I need to get home," Derek says. "My wife is home." His voice cracks. He rubs his forehead carefully around the bandage. "My badge won't help her." I look at the window. Outside, the sky is getting darker. Winter in Illinois doesn't wait. Streetlights flick on. I can see the parking lot through the blind's gap. A couple of people are still outside, moving between cars with flashlights. That's dangerous. That's also reality. "You can't go out now," I tell Derek. "Roads jammed. People running. Infected in the lot." Derek clenches his jaw. "I know," Derek says. "I still need to." Hana turns from the sink. "If you go, you'll die," Hana says. Her voice is blunt. She's not being cruel for fun. She's scared and angry. Derek looks at Hana, then looks away. "Maybe," Derek says. "If I sit here, my wife dies." I don't argue in circles. I offer one practical thing. "Rest for an hour," I say. "Let it calm outside, then decide." Derek nods slowly. It's the closest to agreement we can get. My phone buzzes again with another emergency alert. It loads slow. "Stay indoors. Do not approach hospitals unless life-threatening. Report violent incidents to emergency services only if safe." That message tells me the system is strained but still talking. That matters. It means power grid and networks aren't fully dead yet. It also means things are bad enough that officials are already giving up on helping everyone. Hana finally gets one text out to Mum. It shows delivered after a long spin. Hana reads it out loud. Mom, I'm with Ken. We're safe inside. Lock your door. Don't open for anyone. Hana's voice breaks on safe. She wipes her face with her sleeve and looks embarrassed that she did it. I don't comment. I check my fridge. It's not stocked for apocalypse. Leftover rice, eggs, a pack of chicken thighs, some vegetables, a small container of miso paste, a half-gallon of milk, a couple of bottles of water. Nothing magical. Still food for a day or two if we ration. I pull out what can be eaten without cooking if power cuts. Not much. That's reality. I don't cook. Cooking smell can carry in hallways. Noise from pans can carry. Also, we're not hungry enough to risk attention. I tell Hana and Derek, small bites only if needed. Save water, no showers. Hana nods. Derek nods. Derek looks ashamed that hygiene is on the list even today. I get it. We sit for the first time, all three of us in the living room. But sitting doesn't mean calm. We listen. The building sounds change over time. At first, lots of voices in the hall, then fewer, then a crash somewhere below, then a door slamming, then a long stretch of quiet with occasional distant shouts outside. Hana whispers, "Do you think Mike is alive?" I want to lie. I don't. I don't know, I say. I hope. Hana nods, eyes down. She rubs her thumb against the flashlight casing over and over. That motion tells me she's holding herself together by friction. Derek stands and moves to the window. He peeks through a blind slat. I see infected, Derek says. In the lot. He points. I step over and look through a narrow gap. Two figures are moving between cars, jerky. One stumbles into a car door and bounces off without reacting. One turns its head toward a distant shout and sprints a few steps, then stops. Derek says, "Fast ones and slow ones." He says it almost to himself. The mall had fast ones. I nod. The mall had fast ones. I repeat. I don't know if there are types or stages or just different people. I just know what I saw. An hour passes in fragments. We don't sleep. We don't relax. We just keep the apartment quiet and watch the door. At one point, the power flickers. Lights blink off, then on. Hana freezes, eyes wide. The refrigerator hum changes pitch, then settles. The building is still running. For now. Derek finally speaks again, voice low. "I can't stay," Derek says. "I'm going." He holds up his badge and keys. I know the routes. I can move. He looks at me. "You saved your sister. That was the right call." Hana shakes her head hard. "No," Hana says. "Stay here." Derek looks at Hana and then softens for the first time. "I can't," Derek says. "I need to try." He stands by the door, adjusting his bandage. He checks his pepper spray canister, half full. He checks his flashlight, still on. He looks at my chef knife and spatula and says, "Keep the door locked, don't open." I don't try to physically stop him. If Derek stays against his will, Derek becomes a problem. I also don't want him to die. I compromise with one thing. If you're bitten, don't come back, I say. If you're bleeding, don't come back. Derek nods once, face hard. "I know," Derek says. He unlocks the door, cracks it open, and steps into the hallway. He closes it behind him without slamming. I lock it immediately. Hana stares at the door, jaw trembling. I put my hand on Hana's shoulder. Through fabric. "We can't carry everyone," I say quietly. Hana doesn't answer. Minutes crawl. I stand by the door, listening. I hear Derek's footsteps fade down the stairs. Then I hear another sound. Running footsteps, fast, coming up. A shout, a thud, a scream cut short. The sound moves away. I can't tell if it was Derek. Hana clamps her hand over her mouth again. I don't move. I don't open. Time keeps going. I hate that time keeps going. Hana sits on the couch, knees pulled up, staring at the floor. I sit at the kitchen table, back to the wall, knife on the table, spatula next to it, Flashlight within reach. I check my phone again. No new messages from Mum. No newsfeed loading. Just spinning icons and half-loaded alerts. At some point, around 9 in the evening, the hallway outside gets quiet. Not peaceful quiet. Empty quiet. The kind of quiet that means most people are either locked in or gone. I hear distant sirens less often. I hear one gunshot far away, then another, then nothing. I don't comment. Hana heard it too. Hana's eyes lift and then drop again. I make one more practical move. I take my phone charger and plug it in. I charge while power is here. I also put Hana's phone on the charger. Hana lets me without argument. We need batteries for tomorrow. I go to the bathroom and check the bathtub. It's full. I turn it off. I place a clean plastic lid over it to keep dust and hair out. Not sterile. Better. I set a couple of filled pots on the floor by the bathroom door. If someone forces us to leave, we can dump and move fast. But tonight we stay. Hana finally speaks in a flat voice. If Mum answers, what do we do? I think for a second. Then I say the truth. We tell Mum to stay locked in, I say. We go to Mum when roads calm. Not tonight. Hana nods, eyes wet again. Okay, Hana says. Near midnight, someone knocks on our door. Not pounding, knocking. 3 knocks. Pause. 3 knocks. A woman's voice says, "Please, I'm alone. Let me in." The voice is quiet, controlled. That makes it scarier. Hana shoots up from the couch, eyes wide. I raise a hand to stop Hana from moving toward the door. I go to the door and press my ear close. I don't put my eye near the peephole. It's taped anyway. The woman's voice says again, "I saw you come in earlier. I'm on the 3rd floor. I can't get in my unit." I whisper through the door, "Go to the office." The woman says, "Office is locked." I say, "Go to another neighbor." The woman says, "No one opens." I say, "I'm not opening." Silence. Then the woman's voice changes, sharper. "Open, or I'll scream," the woman says. That threat makes the choice clear. I don't respond. I back away from the door. Hana's eyes are wide. I gesture Hana to the back room. Hana moves, quiet, carrying the flashlight and first aid kit. I grab my spatula and hold it out, useless against a door but better than bare hands. The woman outside screams once, loud, on purpose. It echoes down the hall. Then there's running. Not one person, multiple feet. The woman laughs once, a harsh sound. Then the laughter cuts off into a yelp. Something hits a door. Another scream, different voice. Then chaos moves away down the hall towards someone else. Hana returns from the back room, face pale. "She did that," Hana whispers. I nod. "Yeah," I whisper back. "People will do that." Hana's hands shake. She puts the flashlight down and rubs her palms on her pants, trying to get rid of the feeling. We don't sleep much after that. We take turns sitting with backs to the wall, listening. When we do close our eyes, it's for minutes, not hours. I keep seeing the mall atrium in my head. The Christmas tree lights over bodies moving wrong. The sound of the grill turning off. Hana crouched behind her kiosk, holding a box cutter like it could stop anything. Morning comes, grey and cold, without ceremony. The building is still powered. My phone finally loads a short update from a local news site. It's text only. Multiple incidents. Shelter in place. Hospitals overwhelmed. Law enforcement requests cooperation. No details that help. No map. No rescue plan. Hana gets one message from Mum. It arrives at the same time on both phones. "I'm locked in. I'm okay. Are you okay? Please answer." Hana starts to cry without sound, shoulders shaking. I pull her close and hold her for a second. Careful. Then I let go and look at her face. "We answer," I say. Hana wipes her cheeks with her sleeve and nods. Hana types back. "We're okay. Ken's apartment. Stay locked. Don't open. We come when safe." The message sends and shows delivered. Hana exhales and leans her head back against the wall. That is the first real relief we get since the mall. It's small. It matters. I stand and look at the door again. No knocking now. No voices. The hallway is quiet. Outside, I hear a car start, then stop. A door slam, then nothing. The world is still moving, just slower and meaner. I turn to Hana. Today we stay inside, I say. We watch, we ration, we make a plan for Mum tomorrow if roads calm. Hana nods. Okay, Hana says. Her voice is steadier now. And if Derek comes back? I pause. I don't want to answer. I answer anyway. We don't open, I say. Not unless we see him through a window first. Not unless he shows no blood, no bite, no weird behavior. Hana swallows and nods. She hates it. I hate it too. It still has to be the rule. We spend the rest of the morning doing boring survival work that keeps us alive. We inventory food. We mark what can spoil. We decide to eat the milk and fresh stuff first. We clean Hana's knee again. We keep the apartment quiet. We don't run water except when needed. We charge phones. We place a chair under the doorknob for extra resistance. It's not a fortress. It's what we have. By noon, the building feels different. Fewer voices, fewer footsteps. No holiday music anywhere. Just the hum of electricity and distant city noise. Hana sits at the table and holds her phone in both hands, waiting for another message from Mum. I sit across from her with my hands wrapped around a mug of cold tap water. Not because I enjoy it, because my hands need something to do. I don't know what the next week looks like. I don't know what the infected are, or why some sprint and some don't. I don't know if the mall is still burning or if people trapped inside are still alive. I do know this. My sister is breathing in my apartment. My mother is locked in her own place. And I got us out of the mall on a day when the whole building turned into a feeding ground. I keep my chef knife cleaned and sheathed. I keep the spatula close. I keep the torch on the counter next to the fire extinguisher I pulled from the hallway cabinet earlier when nobody was looking. I don't treat these things as hero gear. I treat them as tools that might buy seconds. Seconds matter now. When the sun starts to dip again in the afternoon, Hana stands by the window and watches the lot through the blind slats. I see someone moving, Hana whispers. I step up and look. A figure is crossing between cars, slow, limping. The figure pauses and leans on a car hood. I can't tell if it's Derek. I can't tell if it's infected. I don't open the door. I don't wave. I just watch and keep Hana behind me. The figure moves on and disappears behind the dumpsters. I let my shoulders drop one notch. Hana exhales and sits down again. That's the rhythm now. Watch. Wait. Don't rush. Don't open. Save what you can. Tonight we're still here. The locks are still on. The water is still in the tub. The food is still in the fridge. My sister is alive. That's not a happy ending. But it's a workable ending for one day. And that's where we'll stop for now. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me how the story hit you, what moments worked, what didn't, and what you'd want to hear next. And a big thank you to everyone supporting the channel, especially with extra membership, Carlos Herrera, Dominique Johnson, The Great Anywho, Jade Allah, Madam Midnight, Deborah Powell, TJR, Baby Doll. You keep this project alive. Until next time, Survivor. Jack's Nightmares signing off.